Alright, let's go. 3, 2, 1, boom. Okay, so I've got some stuff to tell you guys. Alright, so if you follow me on social media at all, whether it be on Twitter, Instagram, I don't think I put anything on Snapchat, but if you follow me on any of those, you know that I met PENTATONIX yesterday. Man, I was pretty lucky with how it all came up, so I mean, I felt like I wanted to just talk about kind of my whole experience, and you know, I don't know, it was a first for me because I've never met PENTATONIX before, never been to a concert before or anything like that, so it was quite the experience too. So I'm sitting there, must have been the day before, yeah, it was Wednesday. I'm sitting there, and then I see on Instagram first like something about PTXmas in July, but we're coming to New York City. And here I am, I'm like, okay, New York, that's close to my state. Maybe that's something I should think about if I can pull it off. I look at the date, I'm like, okay, wow, that's tomorrow. Look at my schedule, and what is the one day that I have off this week, but none other than that day. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that's perfect. So I RSVP'd to the event. I've never done like an RSVP thing before, so I'm like, okay, is that it? I'm registered, that's it? Okay. So then essentially what I did is I really went quick online and looked up tickets, what times and everything. And so I drove an hour, because New York's actually like 2.5 hours from where I live. So I drove an hour to a park and ride place where a bus meets. So I timed it so I'd drop it off, and then I'd catch that bus going to New York City. And then there I caught a taxi, which took me right over to the place, which is Chelsea's Market, which, I mean, I don't know much about New York. I've been there a couple times, New York City, but still I don't know. I haven't been near many and all of the things there. So it's Chelsea's Market. There's a bunch of like coffee shops and restaurants in there, but apparently I'm like, okay, you have to go in there. It's in Chelsea's Market. So you go in there, and there's this little corridor there where there's a YouTube elevator, and then that's where you're supposed to wait. But I got there actually 2 hours early. Because here's my line of thinking. I'm like, the wording of the email, it was something like, seats are going to be first come first serve, or until we hit capacity. And whenever they phrase something like that, until we hit capacity, that always worries me. And then when I'm thinking about Pentaholics, I don't know, maybe I overestimated Pentaholics, because I mean, I just know the crazed fan base, and I expected there to be tons of them waiting out there, you know. But it turns out I was one of the first ones there in the first 20 or so in line. But it was like not an official line. They didn't start officially lining up until like 4 o'clock, but it was like 2:30 when I got there, and we just kind of sat in a casual line until they lined us up and they told us everything. They were like, you're going to go in there, you're going to tell them your name, you're going to get this name tag, you're going to sign a release form. It was all legit stuff. And they let us down these grand elevators. It was a big event. It was like, I felt like I won a trip to something, you know, like one of those vacations on a game show or something like that. Or, you know, one of those giveaway things where it's like a private event. It literally is a private event, but all I did was RSVP before some other people did. So yeah, really lucky in that regard. Kind of makes up for the fact that I couldn't get VIP for my concert tickets in November. So this is like a free VIP almost, except for I had to pay for the transportation to get there. If I lived in New York and this came up, man, I would be set. Just walk right on over and you go there. Okay, so I go in, and I didn't expect this at all. I was like, I guess I felt like there were more people in front of me than there were, and I ended up, they were like, okay, sit right over there, which was like the front row on the ground, or on the floor in front of the, where they perform. I tweeted a picture and sent it to some friends of, I'm literally this close, and yeah, I'm right there. I eventually got moved down a couple. Believe it or not, I could have actually been one of the people to ask a question live, and they ended up uploading the stream on their YouTube channel, so I could have been immortalized on their YouTube channel. The camera on me asking a question. I didn't really know if I would be able to do it or not, because, I don't know, public speaking is hit or miss for me. Sometimes I can do really well, sometimes I do not so well. Depends on like the mood, if I'm too nervous or not. I don't know, I probably would have gotten through it thinking back on it now. So if I have one regret, maybe that's it. Because it should be known, the first thing I noticed when going there is I'm like the only guy in like the first like 25 people at least. Was like one of 2 guys, like no exaggeration. I think there were probably like 4 guys total, maybe not including parents that were just had to come along with people. Okay, so I sit down and shout out to actually Madison who tweeted this. I guess I mean, Pentatonics events are the only things that would possibly be recognized at from YouTube, but I don't know if she watches any of my videos, because it easily could be a thing where it's just you know of them, because if you're a Pentatonics fan and you're looking up and you stumble upon reactions, you might see me out there somewhere, and you might just know of me. Just like I would know if I recognize like another reactor, but that I don't necessarily watch all that much. So I don't know, she wasn't following me on Twitter at least, so I don't know if she really follows my videos or not, or if she'll even see this, but yeah, that was kind of cool to get that tweet. We didn't really interact that much because we were kind of separated across the little studio there. But it really felt like it was almost on the set of a TV show, like a very intimate, casual TV show. They set us up. They had a guy with his you know, the headset on, going around, and that's when the questions thing came up. He came up to like, he was like right in front of me in this group of people and asked, anyone have any questions? If you have a good one. And then a couple people that were they had to shoot down a couple questions. They're just like, no, because it was like legit as if it was on TV, because it was being streamed to thousands of people, I guess, but it was very much like a television production kind of thing going on. And now I ended up, when I got pushed down in my seats, like I got shifted over a couple, and then I was like so close and at an angle I could like see the teleprompter. If I wanted to just look over, I could see what they were reading off of, basically. Only like certain parts were like from teleprompter, like the beginning part where it introduces it, and and when you had to read the questions, you had to read them off of that. Whoa, I just got really white there. I don't know, I'm trying to cover everything, make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, there was a little bit of waiting around, just sitting there. It was so crazy though, because I had never in a million years expected to be one of the first people. I'm like, I'll never be that hardcore to where I get in the front row of like a show or something, but no, I'm right there. Chair's right there. And I gotta tell you, when they came in, when Pentatonics first came in, it was really weird. I mean, I felt like, because I mean, they look exactly like I see them all the time on the internet in their videos, exactly like them. Kirsty had this "Where Are You Now" look. I didn't even know. She changes their look all the time. But it was like almost a "Where Are You Now" kind of look again. But they were all like way too beautiful. Like, and the only way I can describe it, I don't know if it makes any sense, but it seemed like they were almost like mannequins. Or no, like wax. They were like wax statues kind of walking in. Because it's like, how is this real? They don't look real, because they look like too good, and they're just like right there. Like, I don't get that close to my friends. How close I was sitting, I don't get that close to my friends, man. So, to be that close, it was really interesting, but it was really cool. The one thing they did say in the beginning is they couldn't do video. I'm sure people took video anyway. People were saying, oh, how would they know if we took video? Dang, my audio messed up. That's cool. I wasn't planning on doing a lot of video. At first I was going to do like a compilation of me like actually going, some like vlogging of me going there, but I'm not I don't know, vlogging is not very natural for me, like on the road kind of vlogging. But eventually I just kind of wanted to just enjoy the experience. And also at the same time, I didn't want to take that many pictures. I only took like 2 pictures total. And no video from there. Because, first of all, I wanted to enjoy it. Second of all, I knew it was being streamed anyway. So it's not like it was a private performance in that that's only something that people there would be able to film, because everyone was able to see it already. So figure the whole point is that I'm actually there. So it was really cool. The chat was cool. They seemed super natural, and like I'm always used to seeing them in interviews right there. They seemed the same. Okay, so when it came to the performance, okay, I want to preface this by saying I've always been the kind of person that if you love something, I feel confidently that you should be able to criticize it as much, like constructive criticism, and admit their flaws. Like everything I love, I don't just follow it blindly and just like support every possible thing without even considering the negatives to it. So that's why in some of like the Ariana Grande reaction videos, people got mad at me because I was actually being critical of her performances, even though I enjoyed them and I love her. The same thing with PENTATONIX. I was prepared to, I mean, just knowing that I'm willing to criticize things I love. I can tell you that they sounded perfect live. I'm sure it sounded pretty much, you got a good idea from listening on the stream. I went back and looked at some of the streams, some of the performance, but it's always this thing where I've always had the idea, people have been saying that they're just as good live as they are on their videos, and of course that's word of mouth. And then, but you see performances like the AHA Live and all these live performances in general that people post on YouTube, and like, okay, they do sound really good, they sound pretty close to what they are on recording. But there's always in the back of your head, you're like, okay, I gotta hear it for myself though, because it could just be too good to be true, or people being blinded by the radiance of them. Just being in their presence makes everything they do better, kind of thing. But man, I gotta tell you, it sounded exactly like, if I was closing my eyes, it would sound just like if I'm listening to it on my iPhone, like Hark the Herald Angels Sing, That's Christmas to Me. I forget if there was another song they did, but man, those Hark the Herald Angels Sing was so hype, so good. And That's Christmas to Me was really good. Man, when Avi came in, so cool being there. It's such a different experience. But I'm so glad it sounded as good as it did, because that confirmed it for me. So now I'm even more excited for seeing them in concert. I feel like my ears are really red. So performance were spot on. Again, let me reiterate just how beautiful they were. Kirsty was just glowing, radiating with beauty. But obviously they were all really good looking. Just like way too good looking in person, almost. That's where I got the wax statue feel, because it was like unreal. It was very, very surreal experience for me. But okay, after that went by really quick. It was a really quick thing. And I'm like, okay, there's meet and greet after that. That's kind of the meat of it all. Oh, by the way, I should mention that Connie Hoying came in randomly before they started their performance too. Scott's mom. And that was really weird, because I remember just that night before I was actually up later than I hoped to be, because I had to get up early, because I was watching the Penta Parents panel from the Pentacon, which was really cool, by the way. And then to see Connie there randomly, it was really, really interesting. So yeah, then they lined us up for the meet and greet. I didn't know what to expect, because I didn't know how much time it would get, how much I'd be able to do. So I brought like a shirt in case they'd be able to sign it. I didn't bring anything else, but I had like a couple plans depending on how much time I'd have. But yeah, eventually when we got there, there's the people running the event basically said, okay, it's gonna be just like 2 pictures and you're out, like in and out kind of thing. So I'm like, kind of disappointing. And then they even at one point, after like the first couple people, they came out and said no hugs because it'd take too long. That was a bummer. I'm a hugs person, so I was looking forward to those hugs, man. But at the same time, I told this to a couple people that just leaves room. That's another goal for the future now. Now that I wasn't able to get a hug, and because it was an in and out thing, I wasn't able to get a signature. I wasn't able to talk to them at all. I was like, "Hey guys, thanks." That was about it. Got the picture right there, which came out a little too dark, by the way. But yeah, like I said, leaves more goals for the future, I guess. So in the future, I need to get those hugs. I need to get that signing, the signed shirt. I need to like try to talk to them a little bit. Maybe give a gift or something in the future. I don't know. I feel like everyone gives gifts though. I don't know if I would have anything good. And then I had a little video idea I could have done, like a short little video to record, but yeah, there wasn't time for that. But it's hard to be disappointed with the meet and greet part just because it is free. I don't know exactly how long, but I know you obviously get more time. I imagine it could probably still be pretty rushed, but I imagine you get more time with the VIP like meet and greets because you're actually paying extra for that. In this case, we were just all lucky enough to RSVP and be able to go there. Of course, I did have to pay to get there. Ended up being about $70-ish altogether with all the costs to get there and all the things I did. But yeah, hard to complain really. This opportunity was kind of sprung on me. Like the day before it came on, they announced this PTXmas in July in New York City. Okay, works for me. Can't work for many pentaholics. It happened to be the day I had off, so really cool. So there's that. I'm glad I got to at least get that picture and see them that close. Really glad about that because I do not have the VIP, like I said before, for the concert, so I won't be getting anywhere near that close there. So now I'm just looking forward to the concert though. Like I'm really looking forward to seeing more performances live. I wish I'd been able to see more performances that close. It was really cool. I mean, it's essentially it was a private performance, except that it was streamed at the same time and not private at all in that respect. But it was private in that like the people who posted their private performances, the videos, very similar. They're like right up and close. And yeah, very intimate because there weren't many people on that set, to be honest. It was a very intimate set of people that got to sit there. First come, first serve. Man, I'm in there. I'm that hardcore, man. But yeah, it was a good time. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to mention. But yeah, I mean, I just look forward to the future. Talk about, this really reinvigorated my love for Pentatonics. Not that it was dying or anything, but it's like, okay, I listen to a lot of Pentatonics, and they post a video every now and then, and you follow them on social media, but you get a little disconnected, you know? It's just kind of so few and far between are the videos and everything. About as intimate as you get is Snapchat, but then you get this close, and they were as nice as they could be given the 10 seconds that we were in each other's presence for that picture. They seemed really nice. I'm sure if I had a conversation with them, it would have been really nice too. I've heard nothing but that from other people. So I look forward to, in the future years, being able to maybe get some of those VIP upgrades, do some meet and greet VIP stuff. Man, Kirsty was beautiful. Avi was beautiful. They were all beautiful. Yeah, I guess that's it. I don't know what else to say, but it was just a really cool experience. It really was. It was cool. But yeah, let me reiterate the fact that I was like one of 3 guys in existence there. Really, I'm trying to rep the male pentaholic scene. Me and Steven are out there. Right. So, yeah. And this lighting whenever I turn away. So I'm looking forward to seeing them in Philly come November. Wow, that was bright. Let me know if you're going to that. I only know a couple people that are going. Also, despite being so like into the Pentaholic and Pentatonics community, I really don't. I've realized that I don't know all that many Pentaholics if I really think about it. I have a few people that I have in a group chat that I'm close with, and then I have a couple people on Twitter here and there. But other than that, I need more Twitter followers that are, or people to follow on Twitter that are Pentaholics. You know, it'd be cool to network more Pentatonics related stuff. So that way maybe I can run into more in live events and stuff. It'd be really cool. But yeah. Words cannot explain how grateful I am for the opportunity that was just kind of sprung on me. The fact that I was able to RSVP. I got there apparently way earlier than I needed to be, but just early enough to where I got that prime seating right in the front. Could have been on the Pentatonics YouTube channel if I had asked a question. But, you know, it is what it is. It is. It was a good experience. I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the world. It was great getting that picture, even though it wasn't the greatest lighting. Man. I don't want to end this video because, I mean, like, I just love that experience so much. Now I have to wait, how long? 10 to 4, 10, what? 3 to 4 months. Between 3 and 4 months until the concert. Okay, that's it. And I mean this, guys. I love you. And please keep in touch, okay? Comment on this video. Talk to me. Follow me on Twitter, on Instagram and stuff. Connect me with some of your friends. Bye-bye.